Hello, welcome to the Humanities 202 Museum.
I'm Stephen, here with Miriam, Jake, and Judy. We will be your tour guides today.
Follow me, I'll start the tour.
Our first exhibit is the Northern Renaissance. It spans from 1400 to 1600. These are two of the paintings from that time era. This era began a focus on everyday life scenes of common people as shown in The Peasant Wedding by Bruegel. Portrayed in the art of the time are many Christian symbols like in the marriage of Arnolfini. Our next exhibit is the Baroque era. It spans from 1600 to 1750. Displayed here are three paintings from this era. The three main movements within the Baroque era are the Counter-Reformation, with overtly emotional and sensory scenes to appeal to faithful Catholics, evident in Caravaggio's conversion of St. Paul. This sentiment is mirrored in the Catholic Flemish movement as well, as seen in the Deposition by Rubens. The Dutch Protestant, however, focuses on domestic scenes. Vermeer's painting of the Milkmaid portrays a moment in life of a Dutch citizen. Our next exhibit is the Rococo era. The Rococo era spanned from the late 17th century to the early 18th century. Displayed here are two of the paintings from that time. The Rococo era's major idea was hedonism, or the pursuit of pleasure and comfort. The art depicts these women dressed in fancy and over-the-top clothing. Young Girl Reading shows a woman reading a book as a leisure activity. The Swing is an iconic Rococo painting portraying a woman enjoying her free time outside.
The next exhibit is the Neoclassicism era. This spans between 1789 and 1814. These here are two paintings from that era. This era highlights a resurgence of classic Greek and Roman style of art. The era also focuses on the French Revolution and its aftermath, as seen in The Death of Marat. Our next exhibit is the Romantic era, between 1800 and 1848. These here are two paintings found in that era. Current events were often portrayed at this time to shed light on injustices in dramatic compositions, as seen in The Raft of Medusa, which depicts the aftermath of a contemporary French shipwreck, whose survivors embarked on a raft and were decimated by starvation before being rescued at sea. Our next exhibit is the Realism era. This spans between 1848 and 1869. As you can see here, these are two paintings from that era. Realism is focused on portraying real life, and the motto throughout the era was "Show me an angel and I'll paint one." The Stonecutters by Courbet depicts an everyday scene painting as men were working. The Lions of Paris displays the painterly style that developed during Realism with brushstrokes.
This is the Impressionism exhibit spanning from 1869 to 1910. Here are some pictures from this time period. Impressionists are known for their use of light and shadow and the effects they have on a setting. We see this focus in the La Grunière by Monet, and the way light reflects on the water. In Renoir's The Boating Party, we see the emphasis of painterly style with hard visible brushstrokes that become popular in this era. This is the Post-Impressionism exhibit spanning from 1880 to 1900. Here are some pictures from this time period. Post-Impressionism started in 1880 and ended in 1900, primarily in France. The art of this time period is painted with geometric shapes, as you can see in Starry Night by Van Gogh, by the different geometric shapes in the sky. This is the Expressionism exhibit from the early 20th century. Here are some pictures from this exhibit. Here you will notice the use of bright colors representing widespread anxiety about humanity's increasingly harsh relationship with the world and accompanying lost feelings of authenticity and spirituality, as seen in the contrast and emotion in The Scream.
Next we have Modernism, which spans from 1900 to 1945. Experimentation, individualism, no more rules. These are the traits of the art of modernism. We see bold experimentation in Girl Before a Mirror by Picasso and the breakdowns of shape and time. Absurd is the word in Dadaism, the peak being Duchamp's The Fountain. And here we find Great Depression art from 1929 to 1941. Dorothea Lange became a famous portrait photographer during this time, capturing the struggles of the people. This is her most famous photo, titled Migrant Mother, and reflects Lange's style of everyday struggle of living during the Great Depression. And our tour comes to a conclusion in postmodernism, which began in 1945 and continues with us to modern day. It shows a rejection of boundaries for art, an appreciation for the new and avant-garde, whether that's pure expression in Jackson Pollock's Autumn Rhythm or extraction of shape in Broadway's Boogie Woogie by Mondrian.
Thank you for joining us on our tour. Have a great day.